focused on me as you'd expect, but as soon as we bring the camera in the frame, even if I have my eyes still in the shot, it's all about the product now, baby. Look at that. All about the product. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm gonna be checking out the Sony ZV E10 mirrorless vlog camera kit. I did purchase this product myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this camera or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Here's the retail box and packaging. This is the complete kit with the 16 to 50 millimeter 3.5 to 5.6 lens. This camera is available in multiple color options. We have a black version and a white version. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the contents. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our product literature featuring warranty information. This does come with a 1-year warranty. We also have a quick start guide complete with a QR code for tutorials and the full manual. This guide walks us through installing the battery, attaching the lens, capturing movies and images, as well as transferring everything to a smartphone or to your computer. Next, we have our 4 accessories. We have our Sony strap right here. We have our USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable. There's the internal battery up close. The model number for this battery is NP-FW50 if you want to pick up some extra ones. And the capacity is 1020 milliamp hours. You can see all of that information right there on the battery. And we also have our Sony USB wall plug and charger. Lastly, we have the camera itself in white. Let's go ahead, let's look at this in more detail. Hold up a second, I wanted to point out really quickly that this was tucked away in the box, so make sure you don't overlook it like I did. It does come with a nice white windscreen to match our camera for the built-in internal microphone. So check that out, that's also included. Now let's get back to looking at the camera up close. Here's the camera up close. Check it out from the top. We have our lovely hot shoe connector, our built-in microphone, all of our buttons and controls. We have our spots right here too if we want to attach the included strap. Here it is from the side. Here it is from the very bottom, revealing our battery compartment. We can flip that open, and our SD card slot, all tucked away in there. Threaded connector. Here it is from the other side. We have our microphone jack up top. Then we have our USB Type-C, our micro HDMI, and our headphone jack right there. Looking at it from the back side, additional buttons and controls. We have our ZV E10 4K branding right there, and our nice articulating screen. So check that out. That looks great, and we can swivel that around. So you get the idea there. Great for vlogging, as you would expect. Full motion and movement, and then we can snap it back. Could also shut it to protect it as well for traveling, or if you don't want to use it. And now you can see from the very front, we have our lens already installed, Sony's logo and branding on there, nice grip handle for us. I like our interchangeable lens and the silver contrast to the white body. So we have our power zoom. It's an E-mount lens in case you guys are wondering, you want to use some additional lens for this camera, you can. Here's our specs, again, 3.5 to 5.6 for the aperture, 16 to 50 millimeters. Lens cap is included. Now let's go ahead, let's try it out. So we have our battery and SD card installed in the camera. Now it's time to go ahead, flip this switch, power it on. You may notice up at the top we have our quick selection button for 3 different options: intelligent photo, intelligent video, and then we have our S&Q settings right there if we want more manual control. Let's go ahead, let's look at the different menu settings. We're not going to go over each individual setting within the menu. I just want to show you all the different menu options. Some will be grayed out depending on the setting that we're in. So in this case, you can see because we're in the S&Q motion mode, it's not available. But let's cycle through the menus so you get an idea of what you can control and change and configure on this camera. Feel free to pause the screen if needed to see anything in more detail. Very easy to navigate though. Now we're into our movie settings. Network settings, if we want to connect our smartphone. Playback settings. Setup 1. Setup 2. with our HDMI settings down at the bottom. That's going to be important to some of you if you record through a PC, want to use it for streaming, that sort of thing. Setup 3. USB power supply settings right here if we want to turn that on or off, depending on how you want to power the camera. Setup 4. Setup 5. And then our My menu settings, and then we're back to the beginning of the menu. Let's talk a minute about the USB connection and charging options with this camera. So gone are the days of having to buy a dummy battery and run an additional cord and power supply to keep your camera continuously running. The only thing you have to do is go in your menu settings, make sure you turn USB power supply on right there, plug in your USB Type-C cable to a wall charger, and now you're continuously powering the device. No extra accessories or anything else needed. We can also use one USB cable to connect this directly to our computer to provide power and video, so we can use this as a webcam, which is awesome. Just make sure in the menu settings you turn on USB streaming, connect it to your device, and you're all set and ready to go to add it just like you would any other webcam to whatever video or streaming software you're using. So we have the webcam connected in OBS. Let me show you really quickly how we added it. So we just went to our sources down here, selected video capture device from the group. That brought up this screen where we can see our camera in real time. I was debating, and it seems like some reviewers are misinformed online. It's only showing that we're able to get 720p for our supported resolution. So 1280 by 720p. Obviously, within OBS, we could still expand it up to 4K in this case, which is our canvas size in the background. But I wanted you guys to be able to see that right there. And then you can choose if you want to use the microphone or not. That's really up to you and your own preferences. But here we go. We got 720p up on the canvas. Let's go ahead. Let's bring that up to match our frame. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to fit it to screen. Keep in mind, it's still 720p. But look at this. Look at how quick the focus is. Oh my goodness, that is insane to me. And that's super close to the camera right there. Man, that is awesome. We're going to pick it up now. So cool. We can still zoom in or out if we wanted to. Go back out. Let's go ahead let's look at our Sony A7C over there, filming us right now. Not too shabby though. So pretend we went ahead and we put this right up here. Look at the quality of that for even a 720p webcam. That is legit. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. So 1280 by 720p, 30 FPS is what we're able to get with this Sony camera being used as a webcam. Now let's talk about battery life. Sony advertises 80 minutes of battery life with the NP-FW50 battery that we have in here. That's rated for 440 photos and 80 minutes of video. So right now we're gonna take a 5-minute video sample and see the results. Currently we're in the middle of that test right now. So we're taking some 4K 30 video. We started at 78% battery life, and I made sure as soon as it turned to 78, we went ahead, we pushed the record button. We're gonna see how much the battery declines in that 5-minute period and see if we can factor out any sort of tangible battery statistics. So for our first test in the period of 5 minutes, we lost 6 battery percentage points, whatever you want to call it. So if I did some quick math, that would be 83 minutes filming nonstop 4K 30, well within the advertised range. Now in regards to photos, I had some fun just snapping as many photos as I could, just like this for 1 minute. I was able to capture 63 photos. So theoretically, with that being said, we lost 1%. So we should be able to capture 630 photos using just the auto mode like that before the battery dies. Again, that's all theoretically, but well within the advertised range. Now we're testing out the video quality here on the Sony ZV E10 vlogging camera. Check it out. We're getting 4K 30 FPS right here. I'm moving around my studio space, giving you guys a nice little sneak peek behind the scenes. Obviously, we have a lot of really nice lighting here, so we'll definitely test it outside the studio. But I thought you guys would like to see how everything looks and also how everything sounds. Currently, we have the windscreen on and we have the mic setting set to 20 for the volume. So we could go higher, but I don't want it to peak at all, and we can monitor it, and we haven't peaked yet. But check it out, guys. This is some raw audio as well as raw video samples coming straight out of our Sony vlogging camera. Now we're outside doing the exact same test. Maybe you can hear the wind, the breeze, the crickets, all that stuff in the background. Different lighting environments too. We're in the shade under a tree, but the sun is peeking through. You can see the exposure behind me as we're walking here. Oh, don't want to fall. But you get the idea. Now we're facing more into the sun. Look at the quality there though. Autofocus is great, tracking with my eyes. I can see that. Rotate all the way around. Okay, now I'm staring directly into the sun. Super bright. And we'll point the camera the other way. So now the camera's directly into the sun on our face. So far, so good. So there's a really cool feature on this camera that I want to showcase for you guys. I didn't even know it had this feature before I even bought the camera, and it's perfect for somebody like myself. It's called Product Showcase. You can just press the little trash can icon. That's also the Product Showcase icon. You can turn that on or off. So basically what happens, we don't have it on right now, and if I show you this product, it's still going to want to focus on me, right? Now I can bring it further in, and it's still not focusing great on the camera. And it's going to get confused, right? It's going to get confused on my eyes. It's going to want to focus on me, which isn't a problem. Great. That's what you want. That's what we have it set to. But if you're showcasing a product, like even right here, you know, we can see it. But then, you know, further back, it's going to start focusing more on me than what maybe you're trying to showcase. So I could grab a product like this, right? Hey, check out this cooler. But look, it's still on me. It's not on the cooler itself. So watch what happens now when I enable that setting and mode. Product Showcase is now on, so we have our camera here. Look at that. Look at that right away. Before, it was still focused on my eyes. Now it's smart enough to know we got the camera, even right there. Look at that. So it's focused on me as you'd expect, but as soon as we bring the camera in the frame, even if I have my eyes still in the shot, it's all about the product now, baby. Look at that. All about the product. How cool is that? Then it goes back to me, right? Same thing. Okay, it's on me. Bam, we got our product here, even further back. My eyes in the frame. You get the idea, right? That's pretty neat. So, hey guys, it's me, it's all about me. Hey, check out this product, almost instantaneous. It's doing its job right there, blurring everything else in the background and really just focusing in on the item that's being presented to you and to the camera directly. How cool is that? Now I thought I'd showcase to you guys another really cool feature, which is the background defocus. So we're looking at this aloe vera plant right here. Watch what happens as soon as I press the button. Now it's defocused the background for us. It's focusing in on what we want, but not everything else in the background. Let's press it again. Now you can see that comes more into focus. Press again. Look at that. How cool is that? We'll adjust the camera one more time. So we turned it off. Turned it back on. What a great setting with just one touch of the button. You can really improve your video quality. And what about the zoom? Well, I thought you would never ask. So here we go. We're at 16 millimeters. We're all the way zoomed out. And let's start bringing it in. There we go. We're at 50. Back out to 16. Back into 50 again. So you get the idea. Now I wanted to sample some video quality as we're walking in a house without the lights on. We just have a little bit of light being illuminated here from our windows in the door, but we're gonna walk down the stairs. It's dark here. Look at how good of a job it's doing in this environment. It's definitely helping to compensate, let more light in. It's adjusting everything automatically for us. It looks way brighter in the footage here than it actually is, but it's not too grainy or anything else there. Obviously, you might notice the frame rate's at 120 right now, so that's a little bit slow in my opinion. We have ISO at 6400. Again, this is all just being done automatically on the fly, but not too bad. Now we're coming up to some window light here, so we have a lot more light to work with. But even in a low light environment like that, if we walk back to it, if we can do that backwards, you can see how dark it is behind me before it settles in and adjusts everything for us. But there you go, nice little sample so you can see what it's like in different environments that you might want to encounter with this camera while vlogging. Now, I'm not a photographer by any means, but let's go ahead, let's check out some sample photos as well. So there's a lot to love about the Sony ZV E10 in my opinion. This is a fantastic camera for content creators, vloggers, streamers, you name it. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better value on the market today than what this camera has to offer. Here's a couple features that stood out to me. The first one is the ability for this camera to quickly and easily do your background defocus. That is so convenient, and it really ups the quality of your photos or your videos. I love having that mode. The second thing is this is a little bit more niche for somebody like myself, but the product showcase setting to turn that on or off is amazing. That's definitely my favorite feature. Who would have thought that a camera would have something like that? Oh my goodness, I didn't even know that when I bought this camera, so I was so surprised. And it's really nice and super convenient for somebody like myself that's always showing stuff to the camera. So I really like those features. And lastly, I was sold on this particular camera because you can use it as a webcam. Now, with that being said, I wasn't planning on using it as a webcam, especially when it only has 720p. I would love to see that changed. Maybe if they could do it via firmware to at least give us 1080p. I would love to have 4K output via USB to the computer. That would be amazing because, well, maybe you guessed it by now, I use these cameras to stream and film. So I needed a camera that didn't have to use a dummy battery. I wanted one that could just use USB-C to power it, and I'll connect it with that little micro HDMI out slot into an Elgato capture card to film and stream content through my PC. So this fits the bill for everything I need and then some, with the nice windscreen, the built-in mic, the swivel screen, and those awesome settings that we went over earlier. I can't say enough good things about the background defocus. The focusing overall in Sony cameras is top notch. That's why I'm using them here in my studio and why I'm buying even more of their cameras. But I was pleasantly surprised with the product showcase mode. Definitely my favorite feature.